Hey girl, welcome back to my channel. I am Tashana, and if you are new here, I'm so happy you decided to click on this video. This is part 3 of the Proverbs 31 Woman series. So if you haven't seen part 1 and 2, I highly suggest you go back and watch those after this one. Today we are talking all about homemaking and everything that has been a challenge for me, things that have come easy to me, and just everything that I have learned. For some backstory, my husband and I have been married for almost a year now, but we have been living together for almost 2 years. And when me and my husband first moved in together, we were both working 9-to-5s. And to be honest with you guys, over the past year, I have really struggled with feeling valuable as a homemaker because I am in the beginning stages of my business right now. And because I'm not contributing greatly financially like I was before, I have really had to work hard to make sure that I am not seeing myself less than. And so if you resonate with this at all, make sure you leave me a comment. I want to know if anybody else has gone through similar feelings before. I want to reassure you that you're not alone and you do bring great value to your household. And Proverbs 31 actually highlights, encourages, and uplifts women who focus on taking care of home. And so I want to get into the scripture. So I'm going to be in Proverbs 31 and specifically verses 15 and also 27. 15 says, "She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girls. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness." So in the first part of this Proverbs 31 series, I talked about how it's not about her specific tasks that she's doing in this scripture. It's more so about, okay, so what are these tasks representing? What are the qualities and characteristics that this woman is exuding? So I wrote down some qualities that stand out for me in the verses that I just read. She is a planner. She is organized. She is structured. She's attentive, and she's diligent. So for me, what some of these qualities look like realistically is I am the main one that cooks and prepares all the meals in my household. And full transparency, before I moved in with my husband, I was terrified. And the reason why I was terrified is because I did not know how to cook. I didn't know how to plan meals. I didn't know how to grocery shop effectively. And it's because prior to moving in with my husband, I lived at home. And so my mom did all these things. But you know, God will take the things that we're worried about and He will give us the tools and the strength and the wisdom to be successful. And so when we did eventually move in together, cooking for my family was not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, but there were things that definitely helped me along the way. So the first thing is TikTok. I'm not that seasoned, so I don't know how to just go in the kitchen and just cook without a recipe. So majority of the things that I cook come from a recipe, and those recipes come from TikTok. YouTube recipes too, Pinterest. I'm a recipe girly, and that is okay. The second thing that helped me with the anxiety regarding like cooking and planning meals for the week is that I make sure that at the beginning of every week, I plan out everything I'm going to cook. And the reason why I decide all of the meals I'm going to make that week in advance is because it helps me not be flustered and like figuring out what am I going to do day to day? What am I going to cook day to day? I already have it planned and mapped out so that I can just grocery shop, get everything on my list, and just be prepared. So I want to go back to verse 27, and it says, "She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness." So the qualities that stand out to me in this scripture is that she is attentive and she's diligent. And for my household, what this scripture looks like is making sure that my daughter and my husband have everything that they need, keeping a clean home, and also making sure that my daughter has structure in her day so that she has a routine. There's a lot that goes into maintaining a household. And to be honest, I am still trying to figure out a system that prevents me from being overwhelmed. I struggle with asking for help, and the reason being is because I feel like because I'm home and my husband is out at work, like I should just be able to do and handle everything. But this line of thinking leads to burnout or tension between me and my husband. I am still learning how to speak up and ask for help when I need it, because at the end of the day, this is a partnership. A marriage is a partnership, and both people need to be happy in order for it to be a healthy environment. Okay, so now we're going to read verses 16 through 18. And they say, she goes to inspect a field and buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. Her lamp burns late into the night. So you don't necessarily have to be a business owner or own your own vineyard. But what the scripture is saying to me is that it is important for us to be good stewards of money. And verse 11 of Proverbs 31 talks about the woman enriching her husband's life. And in my household, one of the ways that I do this is by overseeing the finances. So my husband doesn't have to worry about it. And I utilize a budget planner and I track our household income, our household expenses. I budget out what we're spending on groceries, what our spending money looks like. And this is done monthly so that our household can run smoothly. I do sell faith-based budget planners. So whether you are good with finances or you want a resource and tool to help you manage them better, if you want one, the link is in my bio. And so all in all, homemaking has had its challenges, but God is definitely carrying me through, and I am learning day by day. One of the things that I have learned over time is to don't compare your household to anyone else's household. You have to do what works for you and your family. And another thing is give yourself grace, especially if you are new to this like me. Don't expect to be this perfect housewife and mom overnight. It takes time, and just rely on God to give you those tools to be a good steward over your household. All right, so let me know in the comments what has been the most challenging thing for you about being a homemaker, and what are some tips that you have. I would love for you to share in the comments. If you're new here, I create faith-based content and we talk about kingdom principles straight from the Bible, personal development, and also finances. So if this is the type of content that you're interested in, I hope that you subscribe. And also don't forget to press the notification bell so that you can know when I upload. I upload on Tuesdays and Fridays. I believe this will be the last Proverbs 31 series video. But if you have any suggestions, any topics, anything that you want me to talk about, make sure you leave it in the comment. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.